If I was to push that back to comfort, but it stays on the left, does that quieten it down?
I'm not sure.
But you still get the sport shift, put comfort mode, and I can feel that's actually softened the dampers a little bit.
And the noise, hear that?
And the noise is gone.
That's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's much more in keeping with old folks like us.
It's terrible.
All right, there you go. Yeah, masses of power. And we're away. Good morning. Hello, Kerry.
Hi, Stu. How you going, mate?
It's been a while. What did we do last? The Cobra?
The Cobra, yeah. Or Cobra.
Cobra.
Depends. Are you from
You
Melbourne
say
or
tomato,
Sydney?
I say tomato.
Yeah.
But today, we've already done your Jaguar.
We did my first one, the F-type, the 3.3 litre V6.
You said that car was perfect for you. You said, this is perfect car. I love it. I'm never going to get rid of it. And it doesn't need the V8. And you're perfectly happy with the supercharged V6.
I do. I lie a lot. I actually, that's how I felt. It was a beautiful car, as fast as you'd ever need if you're a half sensible driver.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw this on car sales and fell in love with it. I fell in love with the colour. My other one was white, but when I saw this British racing green with the alloy wheels, I go, oh, that is magnificent. It's a slightly later model, and the V8, which you don't need. I've never gone anywhere near the boundaries of this car. But
well, you're not arguing your case very well. So what? So you just saw it and you wanted
I
it.
fell in love with the colour. Really fell in love with the colour, and it's more modern.
It would have cost you a lot more money, this car. This is being a later model than the V8.
Now this cost me 160. They're pretty much north of 200 new, but
Okay.
mate, as I've said before, you're here for a good time, not a long time, so I'm going to enjoy myself.
You're in a very fortunate position.
Yeah, I'm able to afford it, so I'm going to do it.
YOLO. For those, if you haven't seen the review of the white supercharged car, we really liked that car. I thought that was fantastic.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was well
you can
balanced.
See that review, there it is up there.
And many people thought it was the sweet spot. It's somewhat lighter, being a V6. Handle, probably, I haven't had this on the track yet, so I don't know how it goes. Well, I will definitely track this.
First impressions, it's actually fairly quiet. Now tell me about the volume. The last one had 2 volumes. It was loud and very loud.
Yeah, it's loud and very loud.
It does sound great. This one's quiet.
They've quietened them down. I think because Jaguar is supposed to be perceived as a bit of a gentleman's car.
Yes.
The V8, this is still loud, but it's not like now. It's just like a sedan. It's very quiet. Even if I'll just accelerate a bit and show you, like I'm accelerating, and there's no real sound. But when
I found a loud button. Does that make a difference?
It probably does. I just usually stick it in sport, which is this one, which tightens things up as well. It does things to the suspension and steering and that as well.
All right.
And I've never gone anywhere near the limits of this thing. This is the fastest car by far I've ever driven.
Is it? Yeah, okay. And that's the difference between 680 Newton meters of torque and a Porsche GT3 which has 480 Newton meters of torque. So that is pretty special. That's a lot of torque. Do that again. No argument there. And suddenly it's not deep and throaty though. It's kind of blary. The ride's good. This is quite a bumpy little stretch here.
Yeah.
And that's in sport mode.
Yes. Well, I'll put it back to normal so you can see the difference.
So it's so quiet.
That's not loud at all. You know it's a V8, you can hear it's a V8, but it's not loud.
That's actually a very compliant ride up there. Sporty, but nice. Do you need a supercharged V8 to take the kids to school? Actually, you can't take the kids to school in this because there's only 2 seats. To take the missus to Woolies.
Take the kid. Oh no, you can't take it to Woolies unless she doesn't buy anything. No room, you know there's no room in the boot of these, mate.
Well, there's meant to be a 400 litre boot space, but by the time you put that spare wheel in there, there's no room for anything.
Can we go this way?
Yes. All right, that's enough comfort mode. Let's go sport. That's more like it. Wind insulation's really good. There's a corner here, by the way.
Well, you're a navigator. What is it?
It's a 6 left. Sorry, it's a 2 left. I actually haven't got any pace notes, so you're on your own, buddy. You've got to drive what you can see. In a responsible fashion. How do you like that, viewer? This is the south coast of New South Wales. Pretty good. Look at the beach down there. Fantastic. Mountains to the west. Pacific Ocean to the east. Wow. This is what life's about, isn't it, Kerry? Is this not what this car is for?
Exactly.
Sunny day, roof down, 20 degrees. Looks great in the sunshine. So tell me the story about buying this car. You saw it was at a dealer in Geelong. And what did they say to you?
On for 179. So I offered them, I think it was about one. I said, look, how about on 150? And this is all by text.
Yeah.
And the salesman came back and said, oh, I'm offended by that offer. I go, don't be offended, mate. Just say no, not enough. You don't be offended.
That's not what you'd call a lowball offer. You're saying, I'm offering you $150,000 for your car sight unseen.
Yeah, I wasn't offering 100. I thought, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
No, I don't like to be stupid. They've got to make a living.
Yep. That's because they had another buyer.
They did have another buyer, and they couldn't organise finance or something, so they got back to me and settled on 160, which is a lot of money for a car.
And you said you're not offended anymore.
When we did the transfer, they weren't offended.
Yeah. Yep.
Luckily, we got an airport here, flew down, and drove it back.
That's a fun time when you pick up a new car interstate and drive it home, and you go, "Oh, it's much better than I thought," or it's got a rattle that I didn't expect. Well, I also had a look on car sales to see if I might get one.
Oh, yeah.
Apart from the fact that they're way over my budget, but they're mainly coupes. People, like 3/4 of them at least, are coupes. People like the design of the swept back on this car, and it does look really nice, doesn't it? But you're an open air kind of guy.
It depends on the car.
I also noticed that most of them are 2-wheel drive. They're just rear-wheel drive cars. This car's all-wheel drive.
It's 2-wheel drive until the computer says we need front-wheel drive, and then it
then feeds some through.
Feeds it through,
So you've got all the traction you need, but still the characteristics of a rear-wheel drive car, which Jaguars typically are. This is quite bumpy along this.
It is very bumpy. That's why I'm taking it easy.
Yeah. The interior here feels more modern than the last one. The last one, the screen was kind of dated.
Yeah, inside is quite similar. They did a couple of upgrades. Yeah,
that's a lot more modern than the last one.
It's a lot bigger too, but in fact, most of the time, because of the angle, the sun reflects off it, and you can't even see it.
Okay.
The other one was back about, not 90 degrees, but back like this.
Yeah.
It was much better.
You could get something laser 3D printed to put out there, and it wouldn't affect your vision at all. It'd be fantastic.
No.
And it's really strong in the mid-range too. It pulls strongly to kick to start, but then the mid-range really builds. Yes, it's got the sound, hasn't it? What a car. The car doesn't seem to be struggling.
No, it's not struggling, is it? Just loping along, mate. That's 6 gear, which is top. So that's 1 to 1.
Is it a 6-speed or an 8-speed?
No, it's 8, but 6 is top. My mechanic mate calls that top, which is 1-to-1.
1-to-1, okay.
7th and 8th are overdrives.
Right.
That's good trees now.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
This is almost a first gear corner, this one.
Yep. Yeah. It's really effortless, isn't it, up there? It's quite a steep uphill gradient, but it's no problem at all. Oh man, what a road.
Told you it was tight.
Yeah. It's 1.919 metres wide, and the road is 1.9195 metres wide. If I was to push that back to comfort, but it stays on the left, does that quieten it down?
I'm not sure.
But you still get the sport shift, put comfort mode, and I can feel that's actually softened the dampers a little bit.
And the noise, see that?
And the noise is gone.
That's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's it's much more in keeping with old folks like us.
It's terrible.
All right, there you go. Oh, look at this, mate. I'm sure this will be worth the trip. And you've got a bit of shade you can park it in. Just a shame it's so packed here. You're just a kid, aren't you?
I am.
We'll be waiting a long time for you to grow up, buddy.
Exactly.
Just the nicest colour. I'm so glad you wore a matching shirt. Okay, show us the view, come on. Bit of blue haze from the eucalyptus trees.
How's that for a view, huh?
Butteroo National Park, Jamboree Lookout.
We are now, I'm guessing about 1,000 feet.
This is more than 1,000 feet.
More than 1,000 feet, you've got that
Yeah,
thingy?
this is 1,500.
Okay, I'll bet you something, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I reckon 1,000, you reckon 1,500. Whoever's the closest
Gets to keep the Jaguar.
gets a...
Could we have a look at the engine?
Oh, okay.
Has it got one?
Ah, big turtle
Oh, yeah.
shell, mate.
Okay, it's pretty
Turtle
well hidden.
shell.
Oh, and it's got the airbag thing for the pedestrian safety.
Has it?
If it detects you're about to crash into a pedestrian, it does something to pop the bonnet so that it then becomes a cushioned.
Right. And there is a way to drop this. You don't drop it from the side because they can twist inside.
Oh dear. Okay.
So you don't like doing this, but you got to. Oh, it's hard. You got to do that.
Okay. I'm guessing 1,800.
Really?
I'm going extreme. You can go 1,000.
Yep. Yep. But whoa, is it on? If you do.
Yep.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you see? Little
Yep.
kid now, I should
Yep.
stop for it.
Driven 100 metres, we get our first little excitement. First impressions. Very light and easy to drive. You're not feeling the weight because it's actually not that heavy. I'm used to 2-ton EVs and it actually feels pretty light. It feels wide but light.
And they couldn't quite pigeonhole what they'd call it, a GT car, a sports car, a supercar.
It's a GT car. It can handle the tight twisty stuff, but this is just really easy. Some of these cars can actually feel a little vague in the steering or even over-assisted. It's actually quite nice. So you reckon this car gives you 11 litres per 100k?
No, I'm not sure. I'd have to scroll through. I can't remember. Again, I was talking about fuel economy, but you don't buy these for fuel economy, do you? But it's a bonus. If you're not chewing through the juice, it's a bonus.
Yep, hold position right here.
I will put the roof up because otherwise.
Okay.
No.
So you got an F-type as well, hey?
I have, yeah. Exactly.
Life there until I'm empty.
He thought it was me coming down the road when you guys were driving.
Oh.
So it's very similar.
He went, who's that in the passenger seat?
Yes.
I was thinking to a guy over there about you.
Very beautiful. Together.
You're staying there for a while? Well, you work, don't you? I work.
You know, we met two people here in Jamboree today, and they were both Jag owners.
There's a lot of them.
Does everybody in Jamboree own a Jag? Is it
Close.
or a dual cab ute?
Dual cab ute.
Well, I was just thinking, if someone was in the fortunate position where they had that kind of money to spend, and their requirements were at least 8 cylinders, over 350 kilowatts, 2-door convertible, about 10 years old or no more. I came up with an Aston Martin Virage 6-litre V12, which is 350 kilowatts, 4.6 seconds. This car's faster than that, but they're about 160,000. You could buy an Audi R8 Quattro, 5.2 with a V10, 386 kilowatts, 4.1 seconds. So that's very similar in pace to this. They're a very fast car. They're around the same price. You could buy a Bentley Continental GTC. That's much more a gentleman's cruiser style car, and they've got 411 kilowatts. But they're a bit slower because they're so heavy, 5.1 seconds. You could buy a BMW M6. It's not quite a Jag, it's a different kind of clientele. You could buy a Dodge Viper if you want to be drawing attention to yourself. Yes, you could buy a Lexus LC500, but at 351 kilowatts, it's not quite, and heavier than this, it's not quite the same. Or you could buy an AMG, and there's any number of AMG C63s and stuff, but they're a dime a dozen, aren't they? They're everywhere.
Love the sound of that 4-litre twin turbo.
Yeah.
I used to also, 6.3-litre V8 I used to have too, wasn't it? The previous one.
Yep.
That was awesome. I love the sound of that.
They sound great, don't they?
They do, yeah. But I don't think they look as nice as this. I think the motor's beautiful. Love the motor. And I love the car. Lovely. Great to drive at speed.
Yep.
But these are a nice, in my view, and the looks of a car are very subjective.
Yep.
But I just think this car looks magnificent.
Hey, are we having fun yet, Kerry?
I did this, remember I started this morning, mate. I love this car. I love the look. I love the sound. It's just a beautiful car. But not the smoothest of roads.
The ride's very, very good. And you can tell there's masses of grip. We're on 20-inch wheels with big fat Pirelli P0s, 295s on the back. So there's heaps of grip. Gee, that was a loud snap, wasn't it?
That's lovely. That's great. I do have a couple of friends, they say to me, when are you going to grow up? And I go, that's not going to happen.
It's just got a nice little bit of crackle there, but not too much.
It's civilised.
How fast do you have to go before our hats blow off?
I haven't tested that one yet.
To get a good 100 time, you just stomp it basically, is it?
Okay.
Is that how it works?
Left foot on the brake, bring the revs up. I left foot brake anyway, you know what I always do.
Wait till it goes beep. Not yet.
Okay.
Waiting for it to beep. Okay.
Oh, see?
Didn't work. Traction control cut in straight away and...
Can I go anytime?
Yeah, sure, anytime. Oh. 4.1.
Yeah.
Pretty good. The car
That
weighs
is.
1,847 kilos. Supercharged 5-litre intercooled V8. Double overhead cams, of course. Variable valve timing. 4 valves per cylinder. 9.5 to 1 compression. This car, 404 kilowatts. It's a short car. It's only 4.48 metres long, but it's wide, 1.9 metres wide. So you notice that on the road that it actually feels quite wide.
Oh, you know it's a wide car. Yeah.
Now the SVR is the even more upgraded one, but that's rear-wheel drive only, you say, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's got 567 horsepower, 423 kilowatts. It's 0 to 100's 3.5, so it's significantly harsher through the gears. When I rant on about how good the electric cars are with their 700 newton meters of torque, they often weigh 2.2, 2.5 tons. This is only 1,800 kilos. I'd like to see what this does if you don't two-pedal it.
Right foot on the brake.
You can left foot brake,
But just
but you don't two-pedal it. You don't hold the brake while you put the revs on. You just alternate.
Accelerator. Yeah. Okay.
Ready when you are. You did 4.0 seconds.
That was quicker.
It was quicker. If you don't try and second guess the car, if you let it just do it, it's quicker. That's really good. If you're in a traffic light Grand Prix, you don't have to sit there trying to tear the automatic clutches out of the thing. You can just sit there and go, I don't care. Are you ready? Gone. The only thing that's going to beat this, I hate to say it, is something electric.
That's fine. Mate, I know they're quick. Huge amount of respect for their acceleration. You
really
can
fun.
respect something, mate, without liking or
Yes,
wanting it.
That's fine. You know, John Boston says to me, John Boston's a race driver colleague of ours that runs track school business, I keep buying more V8 cars, and he goes, aren't you the big EV exponent?
Yeah.
And you keep rocking up with another V8. So in the last year I bought 3 V8 Porsche 928s.
Oh, have you had 3 of the 928s?
I've got 3 at the moment.
I really like the 928. I love 911s, and I really like the 928
Yeah.
without loving it.
Do you want my secret admission that
Right.
nobody knows yet?
What's that?
I own 4 Porsche 928s. I bought another one last weekend.
You're a lunatic. Where do you store them?
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Left hand side for manual gearbox and sport mode, and pull back for race mode, and then how does it feel from the passenger seat?
Pretty quick.
We can go forward there, and that's dynamic mode off. That quietens down the exhaust, but we're still driving it manually. So dynamic really means make a whole lot of noise and stiffen up the adaptive dampers. So we'll do that. Just delightful. The balance is great. Front to rear, you can feel it feels really light. Oh gee. Oh, it's pointy, isn't it? Neighbours will be on the phone to the cops already. The steering and feel you're getting from it is, I think, so much nicer than an AMG. For those AMGs I've driven, similar sort of sounds.
Was it built for purpose?
How was that? Was that fun?
My ears are blocked.
I really enjoyed driving this elegant Jag. Comfortable, easy to drive, not in the least intimidating, but the highlight for me wasn't so much all that linear power as the terrific ride and steering feel. It was really cool. Now Kerry's obviously a bit of a noisy larrikin, but I actually liked it best in comfort mode. It'd be a perfect car for an interstate trip with 2 people, as long as they only had a small backpack between them. You could say it's a total indulgence, a plaything for the wealthy, a convertible with even less luggage space than a Mazda MX-5 at 8 times the price. And yes, you'd be right. But clearly the price of admittance isn't really a problem for Kerry, who is happy to pay twice as much as his perfectly serviceable V6 to go to the V8 Jag, for a car that looks exactly the same. That said, if you are spending $160,000 for a 2-door convertible supercar that's just as fast as an Aston Martin or Bentley V12, has arguably more beautiful proportions than a Maserati, isn't outrageously in your face like a Viper, and is far more affordable than any Lambo, isn't as conservative as a top-spec Lexus, and far less common on the road than any number of fast AMGs, then why the hell not? It really was a lovely car. Thanks for watching inCARnation today. See you next time. Oh hey, you made it right through to the end of the video. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please share it with your motoring friends. And above all, click the little subscribe thing down here so you can see the latest videos when we bring them out, hopefully each week. I look forward to seeing you soon.